Welcome to the Alchemist Show.
Hello, and welcome to the Alchemist Show. I'm Harley Taylor, and
I'm Chrissy D. Smith.
and today we will be discussing some of our favorite TV shows coming up this fall season. First up, we have The Flash. It is an upcoming series coming out on the CW, brought to you by the creators of the hit show Arrow. The series was officially picked up on May 8th, 2014. It's based on the DC Comics character, Flash, otherwise known as Barry Allen, a costume superhero crime fighter. After witnessing his mother's murder and his father being wrongly accused, Barry Allen is taken in by Detective West and his family. As Allen grows older, he becomes a brilliant yet socially awkward forensic scientist for the Central City Police Department, whose obsession with his tragic past turns him into a reject of sorts. Allen spends his time trying to uncover the truth about his mother's murder and clear his father's name, which leads him to Harrison Wells' particle accelerator. But when the accelerator causes an explosion, Allen is struck by lightning and enters a coma for 9 months. When he comes out of the coma, he discovers he has the ability to move at superhuman speeds, though he is not the only superhuman created in the wake of the explosion. As the violence of superhuman criminals escalates, Allen vows to use his gift of speed to protect Central City, with the help from a few close friends who share his secrets while keeping his promise regarding his mother's murder. Up next, we have Forever, which is a drama series about a seemingly immortal medical examiner living in New York City. The series is playing on ABC Family this fall season. ABC aired the first episode on September 23rd of this year. The series follows Dr. Henry Morgan, played by Ian Griffith, a New York City medical examiner who studies the dead for criminal cases and to solve the mystery of his own immortality. Since his first death 200 years ago as a doctor in the African slave trade, when he dies, Morgan disappears and returns to life in a nearby body of water without any clothes on. Having also stopped aging, his long life has given Morgan an unbelievable knowledge and amazing observation skills, which impress just about everyone he meets, including NYPD detective Joe Martinez, played by Alana De La Garza. Flashbacks throughout the show reveal earlier events from Morgan's life, during which he has been married, fought in wars, dissected, and hanged for heresy, but when he is exposed, Morgan has always fled to somewhere else in the world. Now over to Chrissy to talk about her upcoming TV shows.
Other upcoming TV shows include Ghost Hunters. They come back for their 13th season this October. The show is mainly about a New England paranormal investigation group that investigates hauntings at notorious historical sites. Sometimes, though, they investigate at residential sites as well. But most of the time, unknown to the homeowners, ghost hunters usually find historical information about the site. In one episode, a man by the name of David Oman acquired the Manson-murdered Sharon Tate's alleged property and felt her and her friend's presence were still lingering through the place, but was incredibly skeptical. In this season, we will see more historical investigations rather than residential, since a more or less controversial idea of the Ghost Hunters only being a TV show and not real. As a sort of bipolar fan of Ghost Hunters, I cannot wait to see the new episodes. At my mom's, I have reruns set to record since we don't have satellite at my dad's, and this weekend I may have the new ones set to record as well. Ghost Hunters normally shows on the Sci-Fi Channel at 6 p.m. and continues to 8 p.m. when the new episodes premiere. So remember to keep the show in mind if you enjoy the paranormal as much as I do. Not paranormal like Paranormal Activity, though. Though Ghost Hunters has been hit with controversy over the last few years, I must say they have their reasons why they're not always going to be genuine. They are a TV show. Another upcoming TV show is A to Z. This is a new show to premiere this October also. It is about a hopeless romantic guy who works on a dating site. He feels this dating site isn't so much for him anymore, but before he quits, he happens upon one very dissatisfied woman. They figure out they live around each other and decide to meet. The man thinks he gets false information about what the woman will be wearing, only to find out she just has relationship issues. In the end, everything works out and they try again. Honestly, I feel dating sites aren't a good idea in and of themselves. Having parents that have divorced and seeing them both go on dating sites, I can tell you pretty much that dating sites don't always end up happy. And dating sites don't have to pertain to just dating sites. They mostly consist of dating on any site. Facebook can be considered. I mean, I have had internet relationships. They don't end up fine 95.6% of the time. If you find someone on the internet, you two are perfect, well then you falling into that 4.4%. Aside from how I feel about dating on the internet, the show itself I can say is going to probably be just another one of those modern relationship type shows. They're similar to like a soap opera, but they're more than a soap opera. They've got more of a story than just a relationship. I'm sure sooner or later in the season or the show's life, more and more ideas will come into play, and the story will broaden, but right now in its infancy, I can only see the relationship as the main story. The episode name is A for acquaintances, and you don't start a full-blown relationship with an acquaintance or someone you just meet. You get to know that person. In conclusion, I think I'm going just to stick to seeing Ghost Hunters. I feel that A to Z may have potential. I just have to watch or wait and see. I wanted to watch A to Z though because of the online relationship. I said I have had some and will probably have another one. I just wanted to watch something that might get me home. Back to you, Harley.
Well, I think that's all we have for our audience today, Chrissy. This has been Harley Taylor.
And Chrissy D. Smith.
And we'll be right back after these short messages with Andy Guo and Dizzy J. Jacob Bergman.
Don't be afraid to take on the tough classes in high school. You need them to succeed in college. Most colleges require 3 to 4 years of math, English, science, social studies, and at least 2 years of the same foreign language. So push yourself. You may not need all these classes to finish high school, but working harder today makes getting into college a whole lot easier. For more information, visit knowhowtogo.org. Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation for Education, and the Ad Council.
Parents know that the arts are an integral part of their kids' education. The arts help teach kids tolerance and openness, and they allow children to express themselves creatively and grow as individuals. The sad truth, however, is that today in America, kids spend more time at their lockers than they do in art classes. And every year, a little more art disappears from the curriculum. Play a part in your kids' education. Stand up and demand their fair share of art. For more information on what you can do, visit americansforthearts.org. Because the less art kids get, the more it shows. Art. Ask for more. A public service message brought to you by Americans for the Arts.
No. I did it too early. Stop.
No.
Hello, welcome to this week's show. This is Andy, and I'm here to talk about 2 upcoming TV shows. The first one is Bad Judge. It is an upcoming legal comedy show starring Kate Walsh as Rebecca White. It was co-created by Adam McKell, Chad Kruger, and Chris Harry. This show is coming out on October 2nd, 2014. The plot is Rebecca is a tough-as-nail judge on the Los Angeles County Circuit Court. But when she's not on her job, she parties and displays reckless behavior. Her reputation is to be judged by Robbie Shoemaker, a 8-year-old boy whose parent Rebecca put behind bars. Most people expect this show to be good. If you want to watch the show, it will be on Thursday night on NBC, 9 p.m. Eastern Time and Pacific Time, and 8 p.m. Central Time. The second upcoming TV show I'll be talking about is Selfie. Selfie is a comedy and romantic TV show starring Carrie Gonley as Lizzie Dooley and John Cho as Harry Hux. It was created by Emily Kagi. This show started September 30th, 2014. Lizzie is a woman obsessed with becoming famous through social media like Facebook and Twitter. She also uses Instagram and takes hundreds of selfies. She didn't realize she doesn't have any real friends and hires Harry Hux, a markedly self-image grump. Harry Hux' task is to show Alyssa that there's more to life than social media, and it looks like there even might be a bit of love drama between Alyssa and Harry. You just had to see for yourself. This show will be on Tuesday on ABC, 8 or 7 p.m. Moving on to Jacob.
Thanks, Andy. This is Dizzy J on The Alchemist Show. Today, we're going to talk about 2 TV shows that have already begun their seasons. First, we have Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It premiered September 17th of last year on Fox. It was written by Dan Gore and Michael Schur. The main character is Jake Patel, played by Andy Samberg. Jake is an immature, procrastinative detective that has an amazing gift for detective work. His new captain is the complete opposite. Captain Holt, played by Andre Brauger, is a very serious, very stiff person, takes it upon himself to lead the 99th precinct of New York City into a half-decent group of detectives. People are suspecting this season will be just as funny as last. This season will premiere on September 28th, which was last Sunday, was it? Yeah. That's not the only one that's already aired. As of September 24th, South Park has premiered their season on Comedy Central. The creators made the series in 1997, and for some reason, the four main characters are still in elementary school. To be honest, I don't expect much change. Cartman will still be an ignorant bigot. Stan and Kyle will be the voices of reason. I bet Kenny will die at least 6 times, and Randy will still be a hypochondriac. Nonetheless, each season comes nothing short of hilarious. If you've never seen the show before, know this. It's a show about 4 boys in a tiny town of South Park, Colorado, and their lives are based on over-exaggeration, current news, and trends. Well, that's all the time I have. Don't change that station, for we have more on TV news on your way. So I was at my nephew's Little League game the other day, and the kid pitching was throwing tomatoes instead of curveballs. It was a messy game to say the least, but eating a healthy diet of fruits and vegetables instead of throwing them could help keep your body healthy and strong. Packed with nutrients, they could give you the energy you need to hit that grand slam. Run, throw, think, eat better. Can your food do that? Find out at smallstep.gov, a public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the Ad Council, and this station.
If you want to prevent crime in your neighborhood, here's a tip. Invite your neighbors in for a cup of coffee. Then you can talk about the potential problems you see on your streets and what you can do about them. You can even invite your local police officer to be a part of the conversation. Who'd have thought a cup of coffee can combat crime? Want to learn more? Go to weprevent.org for other ways to take a bite out of crime. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Justice, Crime Prevention Coalition of America, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Hello, this is Danielle. I'm here to talk about one of my favorite TV series, American Horror Stories. This series has been running since 2011 and has become very popular over the years. Each season is very different from the last. The first season is set in modern day, and it's about a family who moves into a haunted house. Throughout the season, the family is met with horrifying details about the house. Although they start off each episode by showing how a person had died in the house relating to that episode, which is actually very interesting. Throughout the story, one of the ghosts falls in love with the daughter, who has the same characteristics as he did when he was alive. In the end, they all end up dying in the house, tragically, and are trapped there for eternity. But they end up saving a family from moving in and making the same mistakes they did. Now, in Season 2, it's set in a corrupt insane asylum in the 50s. It's run by a church, and the doctor is crazy, mistreating patients, and turning the others into monsters. There are also many blood-curdling secrets behind the building. Due to this, the main character, who's a nun, ends up losing her mind and getting admitted. They also show the intercommunications with aliens, where they abduct a patient who is pregnant and do something to her baby. They also give one patient who has never been able to conduct a normal sentence the intelligence to speak. Being ran by a Catholic church, a lot of innocent people have been committed just for being different, or a sinner as they would put it. In the end, one of these people that were wrongly committed ends up escaping and reveals what is really going on in the asylum. Then in Season 3, it's set in modern day concerning a witch coven that holds the sentence of Salem witches. It's mainly about the events that the witches hold. And the witches are actually in an academy that's run by the daughter of the Supreme. Now, the Supreme is basically the ruler of the coven. Throughout the season, they meet on unavoidable events, and one of the witches actually is blinded due to a witch hunter. And the Supreme tries to regain her youth by any means possible, but cannot. Although there is another rival, a voodoo witch who regains her youth and powers by making a pact with a voodoo devil. There's also one girl who's actually convinced that she's the Supreme, and other people are, who has her throat slit, but doesn't die. They also get a few innocent people involved. This causes someone to rip out their tongue and keep them from hurting someone else, and someone having
to be revived into a brainless beast. In the end, the coven prevails and the academy opens its doors for new recruits. The latest season is to be released is Freak Show. This is based on a failing freak show in Jupiter, Florida in the early 50s, doing anything to try and stay open. It concentrates on a conflict between the freaks and the people who just don't want to understand them. It also consists of a killer clown and a bearded lady. I can't wait to see the latest season and all the details they put into it. The suspense has me on edge just with the previews, and I recommend everyone to tune in on October 8th to FX and enjoy.
Hey guys, it's Hannah. I'm going to be talking about a few TV shows too. First, I have The Fosters, which was created by Brad Bredeweg and Peter Page. The show is about a multi-ethnic family mix of fosters, adopted and biological kids, being raised by two moms. There are 3 kids total, Brandon, Jesus, and Mariana. The show starts off when a family of 5 come across 2 kids, Callie and Jude, who have no home. The family of 5 really don't have room for them, but they take them in anyway. As the 2 kids get used to their home, Callie continues to struggle with her past. She's been kicked out of multiple foster homes. At her last foster home, her foster brother molested her and then turned it onto her. Callie and Jude had to leave the home. Jesus and Mariana come into contact with their birth mother, who's a drug dealer. She keeps reaching out to them and asking for money. Jesus and Mariana decide to go behind their mother's backs and see her. The show gives a strong message. Family is family. It's not where you come from, it's where you belong. My second TV show is Pretty Little Liars. 4 friends, Hannah, Arya, Spencer, and Emily, band together against an anonymous foe who threatens to reveal their deepest, darkest secrets. While they are trying to solve the murder of their best friend, Allison. When Allison disappears, the 4 girls are actually suspects of the murder. The anonymous foe is referred to as A. A sends the 4 girls text messages warning them and is constantly watching their every move. A is always one step ahead of them. In the last season, the girls found out that Allison was not actually dead. She was just hiding from A. The girls have thought they knew who A was multiple times, but they were always proven wrong. Anyone they catch is just a sidekick or a help of A. No one actually knows who A really is. This show will definitely keep you on your seat. Thanks for listening. This has been Hannah
And Danny.
Know that the arts are an integral part of their kids' education. The arts help teach kids tolerance and openness, and they allow children to express themselves creatively and grow as individuals. The sad truth, however, is that today in America, kids spend more time at their lockers than they do in art classes. And every year, a little more art disappears from the curriculum. Play a part in your kids' education. Stand up and demand their fair share of art. For more information on what you can do, visit americansforthearts.org. Because the less art kids get, the more it shows. Art. Ask for more. A public service message brought to you by Americans for the Arts and the Ad Council.
So I was at my nephew's Little League game the other day, and the kid pitching was throwing tomatoes instead of curveballs. It was a messy game to say the least, but eating a healthy diet of fruits and vegetables instead of throwing them could help keep your body healthy and strong. Packed with nutrients, they could give you the energy you need to hit that grand slam. Run, throw, think, eat better. Can your food do that? Find out at smallstep.gov. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the Ad Council, and this station.
Why, hello, I'm Brayden Boyer.
And Josiah Thompson.
And I'm going to talk about the 2 new series that goes by the name Grace Point and Constantine. Let's begin. Grace Point starts out with a young boy who is found dead on an idyllic beach, causing a major police investigation to start. The investigation takes place within a small Californian seaside where the boy's body was found. The police deemed it was homicide, which causes a huge interest upon the media, throwing the boy's family into more and more turmoil, as well as upends the lives of the town's residents. The cops who investigate the case are played by the actors David Tennant and Anna Gunn. The show was inspired by a British series called Broadchurch. Next up, as I said, Constantine. Constantine is based on the DC Comics series Hellblazer, and the main character, John Constantine, is a seasoned demon hunter and master of the occult, who abandoned his campaign against evil after failing to save a young girl's soul from hell. He is then pulled back into the fight when the balance of good and evil winds up on the line, thanks to Manny, an angel, who tells John to get his act together and help the world. And now is Josiah.
Hello, my name is Josiah Thompson, and I will be talking about my favorite two TV series. The first series I will be talking about is the recently new show Gotham. The show is an American crime series and is a prequel to the Batman character, which is the early days of the Gotham police force. The show revolves around the character Jim Gordon with his struggle to do good in a corrupt city, while it is also telling the origin stories of future Gotham villains such as Penguin, Riddler, Catwoman, Mr. Freeze, and the always favorite, the Joker. But overall, it focuses on Jim Gordon's main focus on solving the murder of Bruce Wayne's parents. The show aired on Fox on September 22nd, 2014, and had 8.21 million viewers. It stars Ben McKenzie as Jim Gordon, Donnell Laug as Harvey Bullock, and David Mauzzo as the young Bruce Wayne. So far, there have only been 2 episodes that have aired into the season, and based off of the 2 episodes, it has received very positive reviews. The second show is a reality competition on Spike called Ink Masters, where tattoo artists compete in challenges and test their abilities. Tattooing abilities. They are judged by 3 judges. 2 of the judges are noted tattoo artists who are widely respected in the tattooing community, and they are Oliver Peck and Chris Nunez. The third judge, which is also the host and the founding member of the band Jane's Addiction, is Dave Navarro. The same judges have been on the show since the start of the show, which aired on January 17th, 2012. There have been a total of 4 seasons, and the 5th season is underway. What happens in the show is that there's a flash challenge that is judged on how well the artist meets the skill of the week. The flash challenge doesn't usually require tattooing, but instead a related skill. The winner of the challenge then has the ability to select what is called human canvases to each artist. After the flash challenge is the elimination tattoo, which tests the artist's ability, which incorporates a certain style of tattooing. The artist gets 6 hours to tattoo what their human canvas wants, and after the 6 hours, the group of contestants meet in a group and is judged by one-on-one for their tattoos. 4 of the contestants are then called back, usually representing a bottom 2 and top 2, although it is changed depending on the season. At the end of each episode, one person is declared the winner as tattoo of the day, and one person is then eliminated. The series finale comes down to 3 contestants who go back to their hometown and tattoo 1 canvas. The artists are given a certain amount of time limit on their tattoo and a certain session time limit, and then the contestants come back and a winner is declared. The winner is given $100,000 and is featured in Ink Magazine. Well, that is all we have for you today. Until next time, this is Josiah Thompson.
Braden Boyer.